Hi guys, Greg at G.H.Guitars again. Greg, the headless guitar teacher. Nice easy song for you to have a go of. Really straightforward, this one. Couple of nice little twists and turns in it. I don't know what it is with the song. I think I must have bought it as a CD single years and years and years ago. I just kind of just liked it. Um, and it's got a lot in it. The chords are fairly straightforward. There's a couple of nice little riffs to play over, some lead guitar, not lead guitar runs, but some little fills and runs to do, a little riff to put in it, some lead guitar parts. There's loads going on. It's a nice easy pace as well. It's not particularly fast. Play it at whatever level you want to play it at. It's one of those. Okay, so let's break things down. Introduction to the song. A little bit difficult to sort of to click on the song and play the opening part all in one go. But the opening part of the song, I'll just play through for you. Right, straight away goes. Did I mention the title? Sorry. Paul McCartney, the name of the song is The World Tonight. Sorry if I didn't mention that earlier on. If I've mentioned it twice, you know what it is. It's Paul McCartney. That's three times. Paul McCartney, The World Tonight is the name of the song. Okay, the arpeggio at the beginning. Let's just do that again. Okay, so this arpeggio figure. Okay. Alright, so now what have we got? We've got the D string on fret number 4. So we're playing an F sharp. The reason it sounds a little bit odd, a little bit sort of kind of rubs a little bit dissonant, if you like. We've got an F sharp and a G right next to each other. Those notes really shouldn't work. Let's play it properly. Okay, that's better. We've got F sharp, G, B, and another F sharp right here. Top E string fret number 2. Okay, so we got that D string fret number 4, open on the G, open on the B string, top E string fret number 2. And we're picking it from the D string, all downward picks, and then come back on yourself. Don't hit the top E string twice. Get down as far as the top E string, then back on the B string, to the G, to the D on that F sharp note that we started off with. So slow it down a bit for you. The other thing I'm doing as well is I'm tipping my pick ever so slightly sort of forwards. So rather than having it sort of 90 degrees to the strings themselves, I'm pointing the tip of it up towards me, pointing the tip ever so slightly towards the ceiling. You'll find that it'll sort of drop through the strings a little bit easier. I won't have to force it through. And on the return run, I'm keeping it pointing in the same direction rather than tipping it back the other way and pointing it sort of tip down, working back through. I find that keeping that pick angled that particular way, it's not extreme, it's just a little bit. So I'm pointing the sort of the tip of the pick up towards me a little bit for this opening arpeggio, this opening broken chord. The next one we have, the shape remains the same. It just drops down to fret number 3 and fret number 1. So this time we got the D string on fret number 3. So we're playing an F note. We've got the G right there. Open B string. Again, top E string fret number 1. Okay, run that by you again. D string fret number 3. Open on the G. Open on the B. Top E string fret number 1. Same idea with the picking thing. From the D string, each string in turn. Don't repeat the top E string. Once you've hit it, come back on the B string, then the G, and then the D. So you finish up on the F note. So it starts on an F, F one end, F on the other. let's do all of that intro for you. So we have fret 4 and fret 2. Now, it's not a particularly difficult song, but if you can make that transition smooth, and keep all of those notes ringing open as well, all well and good. Okay, next chord we have easy A minor, no explanation needed. Nice simple A minor, open A minor chord, followed by some lead guitar. Normally with a lead guitar line, we'd expect sort of one string at a time, maybe on the G, and we can do that. We can play this riff if two strings are a little bit tricky. Let's go like G on fret number 7. We should be a full step bend. We should be aiming for this E note up on fret number 9. So starting on the G on fret number 7, full bend, down to fret number 5, back to fret number 7, and wind up on fret number 5. Bend on 7, 5, 7. But what happens here is we are also playing some notes on the B string as well. So we're also playing the B string on fret number 7. Now that sounds like a half step bend, and in the song it sounds very much like a half step bend as well. So if we do the G part and then the part on the B string, it's really difficult to do a whole step bend on one and a half step bend on the other at the same time. So what we sort of find some sort of compromise between the two. Interestingly as well, the song lends itself to A minor, but if it is in the key of A minor, then why would we have this note right here? And what is that note right there? Well, that note right there on the B string, fret number 7, it's an F sharp. Now that would suggest for you like theory geeks out there, an A minor with an F sharp note in it, we'd be looking at a mode, but can you tell me which mode it would be? It relates back to the key of G major. Actually, it's an A minor chord within the key of G major, just for you theory guys, okay? So it's an A minor with an F sharp in it. So what would that be if we're talking about like A minor within the key of G major? Because we've got this F sharp note. What mode are we talking about? Anyway, let's try and do this. So what I've got is my last two fingers. I've got finger 3 and finger 4. One on the G on fret number 7. One on the B string on fret number 7. And I'm actually doing a hybrid picking thing. We can hit these with the pick, but I'm actually playing pick and finger. So my pick is hitting the G, is making contact with the G string, and my second finger is catching hold of the B string there. And that's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for a 2-string bend, which releases back to fret number down to fret number 5. So we start this bend on fret number 7. Now, with those pitches that I was talking about earlier on, let's just see if we can get it as close to that, really. So I'm not going for specific pitches, as long as it doesn't sound wildly out of tune or way over. Finger 1 then is covering the G and the B string on fret number 5. Back to fret number 7, no bend this time, and back down to fret number 5, which gets repeated. Cool. Okay, next part of the song. At around about 12 seconds, we start the verse, and the verse starts on an A minor. And we got 2 bars of A minor, so that will be counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Next up, 2 bars of C, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2 bars of D, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Back to A minor, 2, 3, 4, and then after the A minor chord, the rhythm guitar keeps the A minor going, but there's a lead guitar part which comes back here. Now there's something else in the chord structure. If we are actually playing in the key of A minor, why would there be a D major chord in it? Because what's the highest note in a D major chord? It's that one there. I'm not going to tell you what it is, so you can figure it out. So maybe he is playing sort of within a mode, maybe. Okay, so I'll back the song up to around about 12 seconds, and I can show you these verse parts. There's your lead guitar part. We have A minor, C, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you probably heard some rhythm guitar parts creeping in. By all means, feel free to try and follow what those parts are. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 hits. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 hits. And fill up the spaces. 2, 3, 4. Palm muted down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and there's all sorts of combinations of rhythms going on there. 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's called an accent, where you make one of the strums a little bit louder. 2, 3 and 4. How can you explain that? Think of a song by Cher called Turn Back Time. So if you have a listen to Turn Back Time by Cher, there's some similar rhythm parts going on in that. I think the idea with the song is experiment with it. It's one of those songs. You've got lots of options. You can play the power chords. I've a check of some of my other videos. We could do C as a power chord. You could even do D as a power chord if you wanted to. So you could have A, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, D. And if you were recording a song, that's what would happen to create some colour, create some contrast. You'd have one guitar playing power chords, another one probably maybe an acoustic guitar on it as well, and somebody else playing open position chords, C's, D's and A minors. Anyway, let's move on to the next section of the song. At 44 seconds we have an E minor, 1 bar, A minor, 1 bar, E minor, 1 bar, A minor, 1 bar, E minor again, A minor. And then we have a build. We're playing E, but we're doing a shortened version of the E chord. We've got 2 bars of palm muted crotchets, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then 1 bar of G as palm muted crotchets. And there's a gradual crescendo there. So that in other words, the chord gets gradually louder. Sorry if there's a bit of breakup on my sound. Let me back that up. We can run through that section as well. Roughly 44 seconds into the song. So we got E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, E, and then the riff. Okay, so the riff itself comes in at 1 minute and 2 seconds. If I just back this up to just before that, there we go, that's 55 seconds. Okay, so the riff, again, going back to this idea of A minor maybe being a mode of a major scale. Maybe. It sort of makes sense when you look at the riff as well. The riff itself starts off with an open A string. Then we've got the middle two strings right on that marker there. So we've got the D string and the G on fret number 5. And that slides. Okay, you got that open A string, D and G fret 5 and 5, slides down to fret 4. We've got this F sharp note coming in again. And again, we know like F sharp doesn't really belong to the A minor scale, but maybe it does belong to the mode that we're thinking of. Okay, the next thing that happens is middle two strings again. Any fingers you like, I'm sort of using my middle two fingers. 7 and 7, 5 and 5, open A string. 2, 3, 4, open A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, last one. Okay, I wasn't really keeping count, but there's actually 4 in the song itself. So start them off slowly. Add a couple of extra chords in. If it sounds like the song, by all means add them in. Okay, let's back it up and we'll play it through. Last one, and some lead guitar. So if I just pause that right there, again it looks like A minor pentatonic. We've got the note we hit in a D note, which is your G on fret number 7. Sustain that G note. Very slow gradual bend. Give it a bend on fret number 7. Look, it doesn't quite go as far as the, it's not quite a whole step bend. It's aiming for it, but it's almost like kind of like a sort of a Jeff Beck type bend, I guess. Bend it up on your way to that E note from the D to the E. Palm mute it down, kill the note. Back to the G on fret number 5, and the final note of this lead guitar part is the D string fret number 7. So make it sustained to start off with. Bend, kill it, down to fret number 5, and then hold that D string on fret number 7. If you want to put a little bit of vibrato on that, by all means do so. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Show you that one more time. Just a bar and a half holding the D note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, bend, 5. So if we back the song up, what I'll do for the next part then is I'll pretty much play through it up as far as 2 minutes 12, where a middle 8 section comes in, because everything in the next part of the song we've seen already. So let's take this back to, there you go, okay, I'll play it through. There's your riff. 2, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Lead guitar. Sorry. E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, E, quavers, G, middle 8, F, G, F, A minor, F, G, and a little run. Okay, so let's pause it there for a moment. Middle 8 section at 2 minutes and 12 seconds if you're running off of the YouTube video itself. We've got an F major, just a triad, D string fret number 3, G on fret number 2, B string on fret number 1, and only those 3 notes. We're going to try and avoid the A string, but we should avoid the A string. Because of that, they get that horrible dissonance there. And if you hit the top E string, we end up with an F major 7 chord, which we don't want. What we can do, look, let's take this shape. Let's move that shape up by 2 frets. There's another type of G chord if you don't want to play that one. Play that one right there. But play the full G chord. All of these chords work. So F, G, F, A minor, F, G, G again. Again, if you want to use this G, use that G. That's all good. Use bar chords. If anybody needs to know what the A minor bar chord is, it's right here up on fret number 5, fret number 7. Our first finger goes right across fret number 5, so we're covering every single note right there, all the way across all 6 strings. My third finger is going on the A string fret number 7. The little finger is going on the D string fret number 7. And there's that A minor bar chord if you wanted to use that one. We've got a little fill as well, right at the end of that line before the arpeggio comes back in. And here's the notes. We've got B, A string fret number 2, open D string, D string fret number 2 for 2 E notes. And we could go either here, we could go the D string fret number 5 for 2 G's, or we can play the 2 G's open. So slowly through that, we're going to go B, B, D, D, E, E, G, G. So by playing it that way, we've got A string fret 2, D string open twice, D string fret 2, G string open twice. And if you palm mute that as well, just lay your right hand just gently down on the strings, not too heavy, not way off the back of the bridge. Just find some sort of happy. Experiment until you find something you're happy with. And then we got the arpeggio again. Now, unlike myself, see if you can play 4 clean arpeggios in a row. See if you can do them cleanly 4 times over. There you go, not too bad. And we're back into the A minor. So if I back it up to about 2 minutes 12 or just before, we can play through this this middle 8 section of the song with the F's and the G's, and put the fill in as well, and the arpeggios. Okay, here we go. I can see the world tonight. F and G, F, A minor, F, G, G, and the fill. A minor, C, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another fill coming up. Okay, so let's pause that there. A minor, simple enough, 2 bars for the verse. C, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, D, 3, 4, 1. There's a guitar fill, cool little guitar fill, a little bit kind of Dwayne Eddy-ish. We start on with a D note, so you've got a couple of options. We can go, let's have a look, we can go A string fret number 5, that's a great starting point. You can even go open D string if you wanted to, but it's gonna go, I'm gonna go D string fret number 5, open on the E string, to fret 2, open on the E again, to fret 3, open on the E string again, to fret 4. So very, very, very slowly. Open E, fret 2, open E, fret 3, open E, fret 4. 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 5, open 2, open 3, open 4. I believe we've got a lead guitar fill just after that. So you got quite a bit of stuff going on there. So just back the track up a little bit. So okay, that's in 2 minutes 54 seconds. If I move back a little bit, there you go. Let's play this section over. I saw you hiding from a flock of paparazzi. You were hungry, you were hoping that the ground would swallow you. I saw you hiding. E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the riff.